Hello, I'm going to try and look at the next step in the binomial expansion questions. Previous ones have all had 1 as the first part. So if we consider a general term for any binomial expansion where we would say that 1 plus bx to the n, we've been doing questions like that. Today we're going to look at ones where it's a plus bx to the n. So the a doesn't have to be 1. That's the difference. That's the next step we're taking. So let's just have a little look at the question we've been given. We've got 2 minus 5x to the minus 2. Find binomial expansion up to the powers of x cubed, so the first 4 terms. Okay, there is a nice straightforward little thing that we can do with this. We start by writing it out with 1 as the power, as the a value. So I'd need to do this. 1 minus 5x over 2. I've basically taken a factor of 2 out of the whole thing. So now that equals 2 to the minus 2 times 1 minus 5 over x, 1 minus 5x over 2 to the minus 2. So in this way, I've gone back so that we've now faced with a question like here. This bit is exactly something that we can do, and now we're just timesing it by a number. Makes it much easier to work with. So this is a quarter of, I like the square brackets, 1 minus 5x over 2 to the power of minus 2. So we've divided, taken out a factor of 2 out of both parts, and 2 obviously because that's the number we've got here. So we're taking that number there. If we take 2 out of that part, if we divide the first term by 2, we have to divide all of it by 2. Then the power has to be using its distributive qualities applied to all the parts inside the large square bracket, and I've just calculated what that is. Now, that means that I can now use the work that we've done previously to calculate this section, and then just take a quarter of it. Okay, so let's go through and try that. So this will equal a quarter of, I think I'm going to do the workings separately over here. So let's consider 1 minus 5x over 2 to the minus 2. That's going to equal 1. We know that's the first term. Plus minus 2 times minus 5x over 2. Okay, second term, n times the little bit in the x term, plus minus 2, n times n minus 1, all over 2 factorial times minus 5x over 2 squared. And the last bit, minus 2 times minus 3 times minus 4, all over 3 factorial times minus 5x over 2 cubed. So that's going to require us to do a little bit of calculation. The first term's easy, it's 1. The second term's also easy, it's 5x. The 2 and the divide 2 cancel. Okay, and then going through the next bit, I'm going to do some cancelling. I'm going to say that the 2 and the 2 cancel. Before I started, I've looked at the minus signs. I can see that there are going to be 4 minus signs, so they're going to cancel out. 2 factorial is 2 times 1, so the 2's cancel. Minus 3 times 25, that's 5 squared, or minus 5 squared in this case, gives me 75 over 4. So that's plus 75 over 4x squared. And the last term, check the number of signs. That's that's going to work out as 6 minus signs. So it's a positive, it's going to add. It's not perhaps the best way of working it out, but it works for me. I've got 3 times 2 times 1, that's 3 factorial, so the 2 cancels and the 3 cancels. 125 over 8 times 4, so that's 125 over 8. Those will cancel to give me 125 over 2. 125 over 2 x cubed. Now all of those are still inside the bracket, so we've got it to a quarter. Last step is to expand the bracket there, which gives me a quarter plus 5x over 4 plus 75 x squared over 16 plus 125 over 8 x cubed plus dot 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 dot. I could have used a calculator. In fact, it's worth checking using a calculator that these values are correct. I believe that I've done it right for this one.